Let's go back now to Daniel Homerson, who is spending some time outside at Oak Hammock Marsh this morning. Lots to see and lots to do there. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, Rochelle, we're braving the cold out here. I'm with Jacque Bourgeois, who's the communications director here at Oak Hammock Marsh. Right now we're standing in front of a cabin that was built back in 1938. Let's head in and tell us a little bit about this structure.
Well, this one was actually built by a big grass marsh, which is not too far from Langreuth. It was the very first project, the very first national headquarters for Ducks Limited Canada. And that's not many people get to see inside, so it's actually a little bit of a privilege here. And what we'll do, we'll talk about some of the programs we can do with the kids that dates back even before that time. So we do a program about the fur trade and how the voyageurs used to do the fur trade. Now the voyageurs that would come here, they were obviously after the beaver pelt. This was actually what they were looking for, because back in the day, the big fashion in Europe was to have those little beaver pelt hat. Now at the marsh, there was not only beavers, there was lots of muskrats though. Muskrat was also a great fur for other purposes. So we're actually teaching the kids how it would have been back in those days to trade for things you wanted, for other things that people wanted from you, but not knowing the same language. So they can't talk, they just have to mimic and sort of mime their way through the program. It's hilarious, it's so much fun.
I'm sure for the most part it's pretty common sense. I'm going to give you this. But you mentioned earlier, maybe they were trading a pelt for a knife or something.
So if you have someone coming with a knife at you, well, you'd be freaking out. So basically they had to find a way to show, like we want a knife for a pelt, and they would point at things. And they had a few translators, but they were far and few between. So it was actually quite challenging, especially if you had an illness, for example. You had to explain that you have diarrhea or headache or something. We have the kids miming it, and it's so much fun. So it's one of the programs we offer.
What do kids take away kind of from that experience?
Well, basically acceptance of other and learning that, you don't judge just by the outside of the cover, because there was two different societies meeting and clashing, right? They didn't really know at all each other. For example, the European settlers, they were more like male dominant. Here, there was mostly a lot of women were actually in charge, the elders and so on. So it was very different, and they had to adapt and learn to cohabitate and coexist and learn each other's sort of backgrounds and so on. It was quite fascinating.
Very interesting, and we'll be right back at 8:38. We're going to strap on some snowshoes and take a little walk outside.